Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Uh, so this is Fish Market News. Okay, welcome everybody to Fish Market Press Release. So let's get started. Here are the topics we are going through today. Rules and change, which I'm not going to spend too much time in this. Playbook selection, team selection process, key dates, and question. First, I want to make clear here so we don't get misunderstanding at the beginning of the of each cycle. There are several players that are in the free agency pool. There will be a one round free agency draft, which be conducted in reverse or team draft order. Um, yes, if you can prove that a player that is a free agent in the roster update was signed before the league has started, you may sign that player by relinquishing your pick in the free agency draft. Team relocation. If a team wants to relocate, it will go through a process. The potential move must be brought to the commissioner and explain the reason for wanting to relocate. There may be only one name change per modern cycle. Free agency is the player's move I'm talking about. No player can be offered more than 4 year contracts. This allows to allows that player to be in another free agency in one cycle. That's why we keep this rule. These rules brought last year. These rules were brought last year, and that's why we want to keep this rule. Player in the first year, the new contracts are not allowed to be traded. Some general trade rules. No trade limits going forward. We don't have trade limits. Trade will be operated the next day in the morning. Um, After it has been submitted, please do not overwhelm us with questions. If we approve before, we all let you know. Now CPU's trades. If you trade with a team that is on auto, you need to send the trade back. Trading with CPUs is unacceptable and can lead to immediate boot from the league. All trade proposals must be sent to a commissioner, preferably Mays, before they are made and must be approved by the commish group. I think everybody knows how how trade rules work. Trade approval proposed. The trade must be proposed to one of the commish. Then the trade will be run by Daddy League's trade calculator. If you want to try it, use mobile log it in into the Daddy League site and join to the league website. And you will see there the front office button. So then you can see another button which is going to lead you to the trade. And same rule, proposal approved by the commitment by the commissioners group, and then you proceed to send the trade in the game. In game situations, I don't think that non-oblivion will be necessary to explain. 12 rules. You must pass 12 times. You must run 12 times. Failing to this, would be a result in a player suspension. It's not necessary to um to pass 12 time rolls 12 time, which just it depends on how the game's developed, the game situations, uh, which which leads us to keep we're going to keep up to date on the games. You must mean your offensive plays, calling informations. Do not abuse money plays. These we cannot choose. You gotta mix up your formation. Gotta mix your plays. You cannot play. You cannot choose the same play one and another game, one and another game. Um, the hurry up offense. If you running the ready up after a play is complete, the offense must allow to 9 seconds to run off the play clock. Meaning, what I'm trying to say here, you don't mean like you cannot hide the ball until the clock hits 30 seconds. This 9 second act is referencing the placing the ball back at the right spot, eliminating quick hikes. They also allow now the now hold to be unlimited. Um, a calling a passing play, snapping the ball immediately, sprinting back to the sideline to create plays is not allowed here. Playmaker from the pocket is upset. We accept the playmaker from the pocket. The ball can be snapped with the wide receivers between the tackles unless it's a default play. Here, um, uh, here and going for a fall down is an old rule. I just want to explain if the new fellas between first and third quarter, you can only uh, you can only for once you pass the 49 yard on your opponent size and is 4 and 2 or shorter. Example: you are 4 and 2 on the 40 punt and the 45. You punt. You are 4 and 2 on the 44. You are allowed to go further. With 5 minutes left or less, if you are up by touchdown or less, you are past the 50. Then you are allowed to go forward at your discretion. Up to five, up 4 and 5, up to 4 and 5. I know how putting the ball away in certain cases may cause you to lose the game when it close. Above 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, and you are losing by less than a touchdown, and you have reached the 50. You must punt. You have to punt if it is a 4 and 6 or more. Example: 4 and 6 equals punt. 4 and 5 equals allowed to go for. Anytime in the four you are down by multiple score, you are good to go. Onside key, one allowed before the fourth quarter, anytime in the fourth quarter if you're down. One fake goal allowed per half. Fake punt allowed once per game. You have one free going for. This is special because this is special. Can be used at any time the whole game, but just once. Defense. Running the exact same defense out of the same sake information for the half of the game will not be tolerated and will be taken lightly. What I'm trying to say here is the you gotta match your formations and your plays and your defense plays. Let's say I choose a nickel formation and a cover 2 man, and then the next play I can choose the same formation with the same play. You gotta if you want another cover man, you gotta choose a different formation, it's okay. Um but do not choose the same formation uh, every time. Different much match formations. These will be following close. So please try to match formations because if you get two warnings, you get suspend. You got a player suspend. At least three players have to rush the quarterback at all times. Any three, no matter what, but you gotta rush. Three players have to rush the quarterback. And this one, who's been added this year, you may run quarters defense under the following conditions. Often has three wide receivers or more, in which are three third and fourth downs. Stack padding. Stack abuse is not permitted. It's not allowed. It will be monitored. This includes ball running up the score, individual players, stat padding. Stat padding can involve in a single game, single player, uh, in a single game, a single play in a single game, or a single play in a season. There was well, not last year there wasn't, but the year before there was abuse of stat paddings, which caused higher suspensions. And let's say if you are go up by 24 points or more, you must use the true clock feature. This is not optional. Example, running up the score could be included are not limited to throwing the ball more than once per drive when ahead by 20 points midway to the third quarter. Not running the clock with simplified runs when ahead by several scores and 7 minutes remaining. Not kneeling the ball where you can run the clock out. If you are losing by multiple touchdowns and you don't have the ball but continue to call timeouts, there will be automatic one game suspension for your highest rated player. Highest rate skilled player on your team. Keep the starter in the game running the same type plays while several score in the fourth quarter. Example stat padding could include but are not limited to. Your running back rushed 35 times for 295 yards and 4 touchdowns in the game, and you win by 35 points. And your running back two only gets 330. Several games to the season, your wide receiver is on pace for 2,500 yards and 20 touchdowns. Your QB is on pace for 6,000 yards passing. Another thing we want to talk is these two. The type of the league, the mode that we're gonna play is as owner, as coach. Soon, later on, I will open a pool in the group chat that we are going to vote which of the tools you wanted to vote to play as an owner or as a coach. Remember, it's gotta be as created. You don't have you don't you can choose a actual owner or coach. You gotta be creative coach. I creative owner. A league with both on it. 25 player must vote it and majority votes wins. Position switch. Check the official document so you can see the requirements. So you can switch. A player can switch position. Let's say if you wanna um, make off a Patrick, which is a safety. Let's say you wanna switch him to a cornerback. There is some rules that you gotta pass through so the player can switch position. The ban is placed to be there to TBD. Every week, commissioner will bring up when we know players can nominate a given play for a specific formation to be banned because of abuse. Same rule. The when we got the auto vote playbook selection, we present two options. Which the first one is a playbook draft. The that's mean we have a draft of team playbooks. If you choose to not use just if you choose to not draft, then you're stuck with your playbook. It would be the reverse order of the team draft. Two teams may not use the same playbook, but an opposite conference. Let's say the Broncos and Texans can share the same playbook, but the Broncos and the Rams can use it. Um, if you decide to give up the right to your playbook and someone in your conference takes it, you cannot have it back. What I'm trying to say here, if if you want to do this way, you gotta you have to be in the draft. If you decided to be sorry, only the teams that wants to draft the playbooks is the only one we choose. Let's say the Saints, um, everybody got into the draft, right? Everybody, let's say the whole teams uh, decided to get into the draft, but the Saints didn't want to get into the draft. You can choose a playbook of the draft. Other options, the other option is to allow a custom playbook, to choose a playbook from another team. But you gotta stick to the whole season. This um this is for offense playbook and you gotta stick with both playbooks, offense and defense for a whole season. We are going to bond in the group chat. Team selections process. This is remember this is the point rules, which let me explain it to the new one. Which this is this consists in the same. But you got 17 weeks. Let's say every week you play in the league, you got 1 point, right? If you got a bye week, it's zero. If you got a free win, zero too. At the end, if you get to the playoff, for each game that you play, you got a bonus of 1 point. And for suspension, you gotta you lose 1 point. Second suspension, you lose two. That would be equals three. At the end of each season, those points that you accumulated we give you a total. Let's say you got you got zero because you earn 3 points and you lose three in suspension, but it's gonna be the same, right? This is just hypothetically. Then you got a zero. This point that you have been accumulated. This is the point that that is gonna give you the um best odds for next cycle team process. The team selection process comes have been made a raffle process broke down into three ties bases on game that which I tried to explain before. Taiwan which has the best odds, which is 5. Tai two has the second best odds, which it's 3. It's 3. and tie 3 has the least good odds, which is 1 point. I will give you an example now. When the process of choosing teams begin, one of the commissioner be a DM is going to ask you what is your official pick. Do not say your pick in the group chat. I'll, do not say the pick into the group chat because one commissioner is gonna ask you for your official pick, and he's the one who's going to reveal the pick. So here we're trying to play with the raffle. We have 3 ties, which these are based on last year results. Um, we have Taiwan, Tai 2, and Tai 3, which Taiwan is 5 points, 3 points, and 1. You see how here, which Taiwan have 5 points. This is the number of ball we given to them to the lottery. Tai 2 has have 3 points. And Tai 3 had 1 point. This um this application we run the lottery show, which you see over here how it works. We repeat the pick. We given the ball? Let's say team A, team B has 5 points or 5 balls for the lottery, and the other team has 3 and 1. Okay, so it's not complicated. It's easy to understand. On the day we run the lottery, every tie has 1 point. Every tie now tie threes have 1 point. Tie 2 has two. 3 points, and Taiwan has 5 points. So here, it will run by itself. I just will rebel the picks. It's like everybody know the lottery of the NBA. It's almost the same. And you see over here how pick 12, which is the letter H or team H, had 3 balls, and then the pick 11 had 1 ball, and the pick 12, the teenage has better chance than the TI, and the TI won against him. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Um, um, team. You see here, the one who won the lottery, who got the first pick, is Team B, which had 5 ball, and the fourth pick is Team J, which had 1 ball, 1 ball. This is how the how this year is gonna work. This is based on last year results. That's why the one of the titles are the new guys, the new fellas, and the key days. The fish market draft lottery will be on July 27th. Team selection show will be August 12th. Tentatively, this can be changed. This because we got a vote on the start date, which league start date is TBD, because we got a vote first, and if we decided to start after the official roster week 1 September, then we can move team selection to we can change the team selection date, which can be you got more time, which can you get more time to play with a team that you would like to choose at your pick. This is this is all. This is everything. And if you have one question, if you have question, bring it to the group chat, and we help you out with one of the comments, or me can help you out with the team. With the team. With the questions that you had. This is everything. Thank you everyone for your attention and your time.